All right, so we're jumping right back into the middle of a serious showdown. This is a battle of wills, of clashing philosophies, between a therapist and the one patient he could never seem to reach.
So, a quick recap from last time. We really dug into how the philosopher Schopenhauer's dark, pessimistic worldview was basically forged in a childhood completely without love. And we saw how, in our story today, his modern-day disciple, Philip, got called out by his old therapist, Julius, for that very same cold, disconnected approach to, well, to everything.
Okay, so that's the setup. And now we're right back in Julius's office, where Philip has shown up. He's not here for more therapy, though. He's here with a proposal that honestly makes absolutely no sense.
Philip just walks in, turns down coffee, and drops this line. I mean, no hello, no small talk, just straight to business. He wants to hire Julius, the very therapist he once fired, to be his professional supervisor. You can just feel the tension in the room, right?
And this is the question that's just spinning around in Julius's head. I mean, think about it. Why on earth would you go back to someone whose work you called a colossal failure and then ask them to mentor you? It's a complete, baffling contradiction.
But of course, Philip, ever the logician, has an answer for everything. He argues that there's no contradiction at all. He just rattles off these points like he's reading a legal document. He says, sometimes therapy fails, and yeah, he admits he was stubborn. He claims Julius's only mistake was a technical one. He just picked the wrong method. It's a perfectly crafted argument, and it's totally empty of any real human feeling.
Now, to really get why Philip is so detached, we have to rewind and look at his hero, Arthur Schopenhauer. His childhood wasn't just sad, it was a kind of prison. A house full of people who were bound together by name, but were complete strangers emotionally.
Yeah, just look at this family dynamic. It's bleak. The father, Heinrich, is called a joyless jailer. The mother, Johanna, literally saw her son, Arthur, as the seal to her coffin, the thing that was ending all her dreams. The kids were just there, part of the derangement, but totally alone.
And, that kind of emotional deep freeze, it can't last. Eventually, it all just shatters. After years of this misery, the father commits suicide. And the mother, she bolts almost immediately, leaving the kids to start this incredible intellectual salon in Weimar. So is it really any surprise that Arthur grew up to be a genius who also kind of hated humanity? The seeds were planted right there. So you have to ask, right? What happens when you grow up like that? Well, you learn that being alone is safe, and that getting close to people is dangerous. You build a fortress of isolation around yourself. And that brings us right back to Philip today.
And bam, there it is, straight from Philip's mouth. This isn't just a guy who's an introvert. This is a deep, profound contempt for other people. He sees their lives, their dreams, as just pointless drivel. He is echoing the exact same worldview that defined Schopenhauer's entire life.
Okay, so after hearing that, the gears start turning for Julius. He's moving past being confused, he's a therapist, and he's starting to see the real problem here. He's putting together a diagnosis.
And Julius just comes right out and says it. He tells Philip, flat out, that being a therapist is more than just being smart. It's about connecting with people. And then he delivers the knockout punch. I don't see sufficient caring in you. Wow. This really sums up their entire conflict, doesn't it? For Julius, therapy is all about the relationship. That's what heals. For Philip, it's just a toolbox of ideas. For Julius, it's about helping people. For Philip, it's about making a living. And the most chilling part? Philip sees social skills as a way to manipulate people, like warming wax to mold it.
So this fundamental clash, this total lack of human connection from Philip, it pushes Julius to his breaking point. He's about to make a move that is going to change the entire game.
And here's the last straw. Julius reveals that he has a life-threatening cancer. Philip's response? Not an ounce of sympathy. No, I'm sorry. He just offers up more of Schopenhauer's philosophy as a tool to deal with death. For Julius, that's it. That's all the proof he needs. And so, Julius delivers his ultimatum. It's an absolute bombshell. He says he will supervise Philip, but on one massive condition. Philip has to become a patient again, and this time he has to join Julius's group therapy. And for the first time, Philip is visibly startled. The power in the room has completely flipped. The man who disdains humanity is now being forced to immerse himself in it. He's been backed into a corner, and now he has to negotiate.
So what is he getting himself into? Julius explains the core idea of the group. It's all about the here and now. They don't dig into your past, they focus on how everyone is relating to each other in that room, at that moment. The theory is simple. Philip's isolation, his disdain, it's all going to come out right there in the group, where it can't be ignored.
And this isn't some casual chat. There are strict rules. Rule 1, confidentiality is absolute. Rule 2, you have to be honest and open. And Rule 3, which is the big one for a guy like Philip, any contact outside the group has to be brought back into the group. There's literally nowhere to hide.
But Philip, even with his back against the wall, is still a strategist. He makes a counteroffer. He says, okay, fine, I'll join your group, but you have to sign off on the hours as official supervision. It's his last attempt to keep some control, to frame this whole thing as a professional task instead of a personal failing.
Julius pauses for a second, probably thinking about what he's just gotten himself into, but he agrees. The deal is struck. The stage is officially set.
And Julius gets the last word. He pushes aside Philip's abstract talk about death and says, right now, I'm interested in living. This one sentence says it all. It's the ultimate showdown. Abstract philosophy versus real, lived, messy human experience.
And that leaves us with this one huge burning question. Philip, a man so detached he calls other humans bipads, is about to be thrown into a therapy group. Can a philosophy built on total isolation survive the raw, unpredictable reality of human connection?
We're going to find out exactly what happens when the philosopher enters the crucible in the next part of our explainer. Be sure to follow us so you don't miss it.